everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and we are playing some Mono Red Rising or Mono Red in ZENDIKAR Rising, and we have some sweet new additions to the deck with Kargan Intimidator, the 2-mana warrior that can, make things not block warriors that we have, whatever. It can get a pump. It's a 2-mana 4 damage creature. It's really sweet. Same type of thing with a Hellhound. We don't have many ways to put multiple lands on the battlefield, but as long as we're hitting our land drops and it's a turn 1 play, it's a 1-mana 2/2 or 2/3, which is just a great aggro play that we can play for it. So it's a good addition to the deck. And then we just are playing our normal basic mono red type stuff. We have Rolling Eruption as kind of our extra burn spell. 2 copies because 3 damage to face can be nice. It is sorcery speed, and we can kick it to get that 5 damage to face, which can definitely come into play. 1 Shatter Skull Smashing for a little bit of damage there. And otherwise, just your basic package of Torbrand, Bonecrusher Giant, Annex, Embercleave, Robber the Rich. I am in between on whether or not I want more Torbrands or not. Or like Leyline Tyrant or those kinds of things. Let's go ahead and add in 1 Leyline Tyrant just because I want it. I'm not really sure that it fits into the deck, but I want it. So we're gonna add in 2 Leyline Tyrants, down 1 Embercleave, down 1 Annex, and there we go. That's better. I think that Leyline Tyrant can be pretty sweet with Torbrand as well. So anyway, this is the deck. Let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay, see how this does for us, and wish me luck. All right, up against Nenemo, and yeah, we keep it. Decent hand. We don't have a ton of knights in the deck. This is just straightforward play things, and things are good. Firm Champion. I am excited to try out the Leyline Tyrant in here. I did trim out some of the more consistency for like extra fun here with this one, where I feel like this is not the kind of deck you typically put Leyline Tyrant in, but I'm excited to play it out. So that's what we're gonna do. Playing Fervent Champion is tempting here. Let's go ahead and swing in. I think we're just gonna stomp the Lotus Cobra. You've got to kill that on turn 2 when you can. Otherwise, it's game over before you even play. So yeah, kill you, pass the turn. Temple of Abandon. There's a Mountain. I could play out to make sure that I empty my hand for Robber the Rich. I could play Fervent Champion, Robber, but if we find Embercleave, it would be nice to have this. Let's go Champion and Robber of the Rich. Swing for 4. Pump. Still a card. Fable Passages are actually pretty nice to get out of a landfall deck. I'm okay with that. Up against the Scoot Swarm shenanigans. Let's see here. I think it's just an Annex. I mean, he doesn't trade off very well with anything, right? We can still steal a card here, so we attack first. Migratory Greathorn, actually pretty sweet here. Down to 6. We could just go digging for the extra land, make sure that we hit the Leyline Tyrant. It also turns on Castle Embereth. If they do have a board wipe, it's kind of more okay. At the same time, though, Intimidator could guarantee a potential victory here for us. Let's go Greathorn on to... Oh, it's a human. Right. Only on humans, non-humans. All right, let's go Annex then. Annex is good. Pass the turn. Now, if they do have board wipe, we get to still have a board. I always forget about that whole extra bit of text of no humans and whatnot on Mutate. It's like, it's only one type of creature, but it's amazing how often humans are flipping everywhere. Gets to kill the Annex. We actually get to go more wide. So if we find a shock here, we win. All right, not quite. Land gives us the Castle Embereth. Oh, come on, deck. We had it with Rimrock Knight as well, actually. So Fervent Champion gets pumped. They block here with the Scoot Swarm. They block here with the Gem Razor. We get in for, yeah, Rimrock Knight should be lethal, I believe. So attack in. All right, so it's not quite lethal, but this is also kind of fine. I could kill the Gem Razor here which gets rid of all the Scoot Swarms. We have, yeah, just 5 damage. So yeah, we Rimrock Knight, kill Gem Razor. Down to 2. Let's just go with the Rimrock Knight. See, they're at 2 life. Let's go Intimidator. It stops him from being able to block as much stuff. And it can give Trample here. It's a good card. AGGRO, up to 5. Another card will give them what? I don't know if they can actually come back here. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think they actually have an out there. And there you go, Mono Red doing its thing. Oh, it was +2. I was thinking it was just 2 altogether with Rimrock Knight. I was missing the stuff there. All right, up against Madoka, and not an amazing hand. Hellhound is a 2, like, it's not a bad hand. We get to Torbrand, we do have this. It's just like any additional lands that we draw from this point make it a lot worse. Ooh, up against those guys too. Yeah, Embercleave is nice though. The Rogue Tribal deck, I think, is the one that's most terrifying for Mono Red. Just because tempo is annoying. Down to 19. Well, we've got some rogues too. Take that. Ooh. Down to 18, pass the turn. Blood Chief's Thirst is a pretty sweet card. I'm glad it's sorcery when it's against us, but I feel like they needed to give an instant speed removal spell, and they just didn't do it. All right, down to 18. What can we find here off the top? That's decent. All right, Rolling Eruption, non-kicker, kill you. Keep damage a-flowing. Fervent Champion. And hopefully they just run out of action in hand. They can sack this to draw once they mill 1 more card, so here it is. Oh, Zareth. What do we have out here? Only Robber the Rich is like the only really good thing for them. Oh, it's just any permanent. Oh, I always forget about that. Well, crap. That's bad. They're guaranteed to swing in, which doesn't quite present lethal, but they do get to bring something else back. I'm just hoping that we can Embercleave for victory here. I'm really not sure if we can do it. Zareth is so good. I've not seen this actually played that many times. Yeah, that's bad. I think you sack and draw here. No blocks, we take our beats. What do they pull from the graveyard? Robber the Rich. Maybe this is like the main reason why this deck beats Mono Red. If they ever mill over an Embercleave, it's so busted. That is bad stuff, Rodlar. Swing in. What do we have here? We have 5, 5, 10. So both rather rich. Yeah, I mean, it's game over already anyway. I was thinking there may be a way that we could have held back something to block here, but with the trample, we're dead anyway. So down to 6. We're done. We'll let them swing in for the win. Yeah, dude, Zareth is insane. It is such an insane card. I think that this is honestly one of the cards that if it didn't say attacking rogue, if it was just any attacking creature that you could put it onto, it would be a lot more busted and played everywhere else. But as it is just being for attacking rogues, it does kind of only fit into the rogues deck where you can have it consistently. You might as well play it in here. But it is a busted effect for this deck. So, so good. We're going first. I like this hand. We're going to keep it. Play Mountain. Play Hellhound. Pass the turn. Got some aggro-ness in hand, and I like the aggro-ness. Attack in. I think the biggest issue of this deck now is we no longer have light up the stage or anything like that. Light up the stage is definitely missed in this red deck, where we don't then have any real card draw with the deck. We have a lot of versatility and things that we can do. What do we do here? I'm actually going to swing in with both. I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket here. I have a feeling they're going to remove this. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the pump onto the Hellhound instead. All right, so they had removal. Sweet. I'm totally fine with that dying instead. We do lose the Rimrock Knight as well, which is annoying, but if we keep the Intimidator alive, totally worth it. If we get to keep it alive next turn, we'll see. I really want to try out this Leyline Tyrant. This is the biggest issue, though, is that we're not running that many lands. But I feel like it's got to be a good thing to be playing late game. Like after they removed your board, like after board wipe, you slam a Leyline Tyrant, you just start putting mana into it. At some point, they just can't do much about it. Get the pump. Get the hit, down to 13. Pass the turn, hold up shocks. Land off the top. Give it to me now. Oh, rude. Well, I'm not so sure about this hand. I am going to go ahead and throw one shock. We have 3 of them. I don't see a time that we're going to be able to be spending that much in one turn. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Magmatic Channeler for red draw. I've not really checked that out. I might have to check that out here. There's the land. Here's the counter spell that we're throwing this into. Heartless Act, number 3. Oh, AGGRO's Mauling. We are going to take action and pay 0. Confirm 0, you take 0. I'm going to do it to myself. There we go. All right, well, we did get to see Leyline Tyrant. I feel like it does fit into this deck slightly, but I think it's more of like a one-of. It's something that's like, it's the protection from board wipe type of idea. Takes the Embercleave here. Yeah, we have shocks, but those aren't doing too much here. We've just drawn all of the action that doesn't put pressure on this deck, that's what you need against these decks, is to keep up the pressure. And I mean, first off, they've drawn how much removal and life gain? That's all they've drawn. Kind of good against mono red, but whatever. Okay, still a card. That is taking out an extinction event. We like that. Pass the turn. Come on. I feel like what the meta is right now, there shouldn't be a reason people are playing this much removal. I guess you have to kill Lotus Cobra and Uros and things, but still, there's a lot of that going on. Yeah, mono red has 0 good ways of killing Uro right now too. Except for a triple shock. Okay. What are the odds that they have a chance of countering this? Like, I have a feeling they're going to be playing something like Sublime Epiphany. We really do get shut out if they do counter this. So I am going to go ahead and shock now. We found all 3 shocks. They have 0 cards in the graveyard now, or gets 2 with this. So we at least turned off Uro for a little bit. Oh man. What was I saying? Red has 0 ways to deal with Uro at the moment. Yeah, just found the one. Go Robber the Rich. 4 cards of removal in hand. We can use Extinction Event too if we ever need to. This just doesn't quite feel right. Shark Typhoon. Rude. Hit a land. Yeah, I think I'm going to wait one more draw step, and then this is going to be a scoop. Yeah, okay, never mind. We're done. We're done here. Escape! Run away! Run away! All right, up against Lazy Kid. Bring it on. We're gonna play a Mountain, Hillhound, pass the turn. I'm liking the curves that we're getting. You know, it's nice to have some curves, but I do feel like I'm missing card draw with this. So down to 18, play Intimidator, pass the turn. Down East Magic's here as well. Welcome. How you doing? Every time that I've had the Hellhound, I've been stuck with a 2-land hand and not drawn the 3rd land. Every time. Man, I've just got skills. Like, I know when it's happening. I mean, like, the hand that we had there is a 2-land keep, for sure. But you always hope that you're going to run into another one. And I just, man, I can never draw lands when it makes sense to draw them. All right, now we definitely need a land to kill that. All right, cool. Cool, cool, cool. I dig it. We could save one of these. I think we just go ahead and kill it. The life gain cannot be allowed. The one nice thing about Hellhound, even if we don't hit land sometimes, we can potentially get Embercleave out. Swing in with a Fervent Champion. Gets through, play Bonecrusher Giant, pass the turn. You have to bluff with confidence, my friends. That's how it works. You bluff with confidence. Please don't gain 3 life. Please don't gain 3 life and kill my guy. Got him. All right, if we hit the Embercleave on this next turn, life is fantastic. If we hit a land and Embercleave, life is beautiful. I just had Italian with my wife. We just went on a date. It was great. So if you see me doing that from time to time, that's why. Oh, Timuret. Timuret's not great. Okay, Lurrus was played from hand, I believe. Can gain 3 life. I'm assuming this means that they have another one. 0 things in the graveyard they can actually bring back at the moment. They gain 3 life. What I could do, though, is bring Timuret's toughness down. If we hit the land, we have Embercleave going for us. This is a tough one. We give them things they can replay if we do still attack in. I'm going to go ahead and trade off. We hit the land. There you go. Swing him in. All right, so they do get to kill the Fervent Champion, but we get Timuret off the board. I'm still fine with this trade off. Kind of. I mean, we have to hit lands for this to actually work here. There's a wrinkle. Swings and sacrifices creatures. Yeah. That's not good. Discard a card. I guess Embercleave. Intimidator. All right, Intimidator. Hellhound. Pass the turn. Now we have something to sacrifice. We also have a big baddie. 10 points of damage here potentially coming through. They can't not leave back. They have to leave back a blocker to not be dead in case we hit land here. Probably making us discard. And making us draw. Sweet. Leyline Tyrant. That's a blocker. Ray Merchant of Asphodel. Gains 4 life. That's bad. If they have another one, we're screwed. Unless I can... Let's see, how much... So 4 here, so we will take 6. I can Ley Tyrant. I know I can't deal lethal here, and there's a chance that we're dead on the next turn. So we play defensively. We play the Ley Tyrant, no attacks. The question was, should I have swung with the Kargan Intimidator? But I feel like they would have been fine making the trade-off if I didn't go in. They know that we're wanting to save mana for something. And so I think we just play out the Leyline Tyrant, pass the turn. Nighthawk Scavenger. Scorpion. I think we just put Embercleave onto the Tyrant. Hope that it stays alive. It's to any target. All right, well, onto the Tyrant. If the last card is Grey Merchant #2, we're in so much trouble. Play Hellhound as a blocker. No attacks, pass the turn. Yeah, Mr. Nightgoyf is going to be an issue here. Castle Locthwain. Okay, Bastard Remembrance is manageable. Get greedy. Get greedy. Yeah, they didn't quite have us there. Could have been good, though. All right, Hellhounds get the pumps. Intimidator comes out. I can turn 2 things into cowards, which means I just can't block warriors. That actually only really works for them. I think we're still just at a standstill here, which unfortunately they kind of have the upper hand with it. So pass the turn. Hello, how are you? Dude, this guy, I just realized I never said hi. I'm glad that he, oh no, that's death. I do believe that's death. They should swing all in now. They for sure get in for at least 3 points of damage. And then anything that dies is doing 2 points of damage to us. So all they need to have is 2 things die. And with 5 attackers, we can't block well enough to not kill something. So yeah, that is game. They have it here. I'm going to make sure I kill the stinking scavenger, though, because, you know. We're just going to kill as many things as we can. All right, yeah, we're done. Good game, they got us. Life's bad, we'll concede. Yeah, we got a mulligan in that hand. This hand is pretty sweet, though. We keep. Do we drop a mountain? Feels a little bit awkward there. Although I'm not sure the value of double Hellhound. I think 1 Hellhound is pretty good. Double, like it's just higher downside a little bit. Shock at least will guarantee do 2 damage to something. Where Hellhound will maybe get it 1 time, which is really powerful if we keep hitting more lands. But I can't sacrifice dropping a land, and do I sacrifice dropping a shock? We're up against a Lurrus deck. I think I drop a Hellhound here. If it's Lurrus, then shock kills lots of things. And killing lots of things is a great thing. Go ahead and kill that. Fivant Champion. Down to 19. We will play the Hellhound. It could be nice to hold up the shock here. But we won't be able to stop any triggers if it's like the guy that creates tokens or whatever, so we're fine. Cycling. I am intrigued to see how good cycling is in this format. I mean, it still does cycling type things, but like, I'm intrigued to see if someone actually plays it against all the other decks. I mean, sometimes you just have to play solitaire and you just win. And that's what cycling does. They don't play Magic. They're just like, I'll play my own game. It's great versus Mill. Oh yeah, I guess that'd be really good. Stuck on lands. Ooh, that's big. Landfall. Get the pump. Robber the Rich. Still the Zenith Flare. Zenith Flare. Zenith Flare. Give it to me now. All right. I mean, it's not a bad card. A 3/1 is pretty good for the aggro deck to have. Pass the turn. Cycling. Did not play out the healer earlier. Intriguing. I know you don't typically play that. What is the deck that you do play the healer out? I feel like on this deck, it could have traded off with something, at least killed like Fervent Champion, as well as gained you some life potentially in the later turns. All right, so they can get it up to 3. So pass to my turn. Oh, Embercleave. Okay then. Zenith Flare. Oh. I feel like they've got to know that we have the Embercleave coming now, which the Hellhound can't kill it, so that is a good play. So yeah, we go Embercleave onto Robber. Down to 10. Down to 7. Pass the turn. So the worst possible thing here is that they actually get Zenith Flare and start gaining life. That's bad. Hellhound is such a whelming card. Yeah. I'm not sure. So I kind of pieced together a few different mono red decks I saw online for this deck. Because I wanted to see how other people were building, like what pieces they were putting into it. And I'm not sure about the Hellhound in the deck. Especially without the ability to do multiple land drops. Like, it fits very well into a Gruul deck. In a deck like this, I mean, if it gets in for 2 damage on turn 1, on turn 2, turn 3, already the best 1-drop you could ever play. If it doesn't, though, it becomes a pretty dead card. So yeah, I really am not sure. I do like that it is a card that gets forgotten a lot of times and can let you do things like Embercleave on turn 3. All right, so I think we have lethal. I know there's a way to get lethal here. I just want to make sure I'm doing it right. All right, so do I need to do damage beforehand is the question. If I Rolling Eruption here, then they block, we get through, it's 6 damage altogether. It's 4 damage, 5, and then shock. If they block here, so that way no matter what, we get in for the lethal, right? Because they only can block 2 of our 7 damage we can get through, and then we shock. All right. I believe that is correct. Hit Flourishing Fox. Swing in. Still a mountain. Yeah, this is a tough choice for them, where it's like everything dies no matter what. There's no good blocks here. Stopping this only stops the same amount of damage as blocking here. So now you have the question of just, okay, take the damage. But we do have the shock in hand. So they didn't have Zenith Flare, and that's basically what it takes to win against cycling. Sweet. I like it. Crash Through isn't terrible. Fire of Prophecy is not bad either, just adding in a bit more removal and some card draw. Kind of card draw. I think what I want to do is I want to cut 2 Hellhounds and bring in something here. Sabrina doesn't quite fit. It doesn't work well with the Intimidator. We could bring in the new Valakut or whatever card. Magmatic Channeler. Ooh, yeah. Oh, how many instants and sorceries do we have? That's the biggest issue. Is we just don't have a way to turn this into a 4/4. Not really. I could bring in more spells into the land slots, like more Shatter Skull Smashings could work, just as another thing to discard into getting more spells. There's tons of upside with this card. if you have the right deck built around it. I don't think we do. What I'd probably need to do is trim one Leyline Tyrant, trim 2 Hellhounds, and then bring in 2 of these and add in 1 spell. And go up like 2 Shatter Skull Smashings. But even then, I'm not sure if it's quite worthwhile. I don't think we can trim much better than that. Yeah, this goes into an Is It spells deck, or we're actually, you know what? We're going to build a deck around that after this. All right, up against Ivor, bringing on Ivor. And how do we keep this? We have 2 plays. We have some really good stuff, but it's a 2-land hand. I believe in the cards, man. The double Torbrand probably means we should mulligan. I just refuse to do it. All right, there we go. Yeah, cracking the knuckles for the beatdown I'm about to do. I'm sorry, I do have a bad habit of cracking my knuckles. I'm trying to not do it in front of you guys as often. If we hit land, that's actually a decent thing to play there. That actually would be really nice to guarantee get up to the other stuff here. Give me land. Oh, that was rude, deck. The one time it would have been perfect. Oh, we had 2 draws to find it and could not do it. How many lands do we have in this deck anyway? I should probably know things like that. I always risk it for the brisket, because brisket is amazing. I think we just try to go as much damage to face as possible here. All right, we hit the land. So I can hit another land to make sure we get Torbrand out, but I think we go Bone Crusher. Man, yeah, let's go Bone Crusher. If they do have like stomps to kill Bone Crusher here, we end up doing 4 damage to their face anyway. So like Bone Crusher does kind of work against this deck, where there's a lot of upside of it being bounced. There's a lot of upside of it doing other things. That is a lot of Beanstalk Giants. We got 1 off the top, and then they had 2 in hand. Wowzers. I mean, in some cases that's better than other things, but I'm not too sure about that. Watch them have the 4th one here. And then all the lands are out of the deck, and then it's just straight good draws the rest of the game. Fae of Wishes, digging for a million good things. If we hit land and Embercleave, we actually have lethal though. So like if they don't go for removal here, they don't have Brazen Borrower, then we're in fantastic shape. All we have to do is find a land. Which, I mean, obviously is what's going to happen. There's no way we don't do that. Their best draw here is probably finding, I think Wilt is instant speed. I can't remember. Negate. That takes off our Embercleave plan. Ugin is annoying. Torbrand gets us 6, 10 points of damage, and then we can Bone Crusher. They do have the Torbrand, the Negate to maybe hold up, but go Torbrand. Please don't have Brazen Borrower. Just don't have it. That'd be great. They do have it, we scoop. They have way too many answers. All right. Rude. This is a kind of okay hand. We're kind of running really heavy on this Rimrock Knight being useful, but we have removal to make sure it gets in a couple times, which makes Rimrock Knight better. We're keeping another 2-land hand. I do think that I need to bring in more modal lands for this. Fervent Champion. I think we still play out Rimrock Knight. We can get in for 5 next turn, potentially more. Ugin is boogin. Got him. Oh, he'll fill that one for sure. I like it, Iron. Swell Jorb there. Fire Prophecy? All right, let's see it. The Is It deck. I've actually been wanting to see how this does. And we're probably going to be playing it next. All right, go champion. I have kept a lot of 2-land hands with this deck so far, and I'm feeling that it was a bad idea. This deck, I think, needs more lands. Again, this is one I kind of net decked this deck. Made some slight changes. Oh yeah, killed the Hellhound. That does potentially do more damage, but it's inconsistent, especially with so few lands in the deck. All right, now that's ridiculous. It doesn't matter how many lands we have in our deck. Plays Fabled Passage. All right, there's some Triomes in the deck as well. Bone Crushy. We'll hold on to Shock. We're going to kill our own Fervent Champion so that Bone Crushy dies here as well. I mean, if we could have used the Stomp to kill a Bone Crusher, we would have done it for sure. And we basically guaranteed that here. The issue is they didn't spend the mana on it. So there is a little bit more downside, but for the love. All right, 11 cards, 2 lands. Pass the turn. Fabled Passage, Kraken. You were kidding, Mike Wood? Dude, it's all your fault now. You said it, therefore I had to do it. Amateurs. All right, come on. Land. I believe in you, deck. All right. These are some of my least favorite games of Magic. I don't know about you guys, but whenever you don't hit lands at all, and you're just waiting to see, because like, especially when you have a handful of action, because I have won quite a few games actually with 2 lands, but it's like, so I've lost way more, I guess, with only 2 lands here too. All right, now they're getting 2 life a turn, and we're screwed, and the life total's still over 21. Yeah. Oh, we hit the land now. Yay. We're out of here. All right, we have 3 lands in the opening hand. Yes. Oh, it's glorious to behold, and that's the first Annex we've seen in like 4 games. I'll take it. Keep this. Pass the turn. Champion. All right, go Intimidator. I do actually really like Intimidator with Annex, where there's a lot of different things you can do with it. Being able to pump itself as it's about to die for the Annex is pretty cool. It can only be done once a turn though, so you can't really just like activate it in case someone's trying to kill it more. Not that that situation will really come up very often, but just so you know. The Kargan probably dies now. We had a chance of maybe getting in for some damage beforehand. All right, what are we actually playing against here? Naya. Naya what? All right, let's go Champion. Swing, swing. Hit for 4. That's fine. Down to 18. It's always tempting to go ahead and play out the double Annex when we don't have like good targets right now. The targets that we could have could be nice. There is something to be said about keeping this as well, but we need to play lands. Double Annex is nice. We get 4 tokens to be playing out with Castle Embereth on the board. That can be really busted. In fact, I think it's worthwhile here. I don't think their deck is going to be running the board wipes. Keep this one. 6 bodies on board with a Castle Embereth does feel pretty great. Radha. It's not like we're doing lethal here, so let's just go ahead and get bodies off the board. Be a swinging. We can basically not kill anything else from here on out, though, so that's a little bit risky. There's an Omnath. Draws a card. Any land gives him 4 life every single turn. Ooh, that's bad. All right, so we get 5. We get 10 points of damage here. I think we go ahead and let them kill the Annex as well. It gets us another body for the next turn. They gain 4 more life. Yeah, we go for it. They could be thinking a Castle Embereth is coming as well. Or Embercleave, I mean. See you, Roch. Have a good one. Get the pumps down to 4. They go up to 8. They have to, I mean, okay, Beanstalk Giant, so they're going to hit potentially like 15 lands here. Yeah, there's a little bit of mana. There's an Uro. When this deck goes off, it is scary. What does red have for dealing 4 points of damage now at 2 mana slot? Is there anything? We have Soul Seer, which is yay, you know? All right, we get the Mountain. Gains 10 life next turn. So we can deal 6. Yeah, Fry's no longer in rotation. Something we could do is we could try to go even more wide with the board and just hope they don't go for the life gain side of things. They could play greedy. We don't have any chance on board with any of this. Robber the Rich could be something useful potentially. All right, Robber, Bone Crusher. I think we try to hit the Embercleave. No attacks past the turn. Torbrand could be decent as well. I don't know though. They have a lot of mana, which means a lot of life gain. Be greedy though. Go for the greed. There it is. Let the greed abide. Fill out our retreat. All right, here's the choice. Do you gain life or do you play greedy stuff and play out another blocker? You can play out another Omnath or something like that. I don't know why you would do that, but the best play here is definitely to probably just gain life. All right, they didn't gain life. Their life total is at 15. Can we close them out? If we find an Embercleave, I think there's a decent chance. Leyline Tyrant. All right, any of the big guys they block trades off well. They block, Kenrith blocks Robber the Rich, then they trade off here. You know what would have been great there? Would have been great to have an Embercleave. If we swing all in, we're dead on the backswing. Although I don't think they get to keep too many creatures alive. We'll go ahead and swing in. I'm all in here. We get to kill Kenrith. Kenny Boy's going away. I mean, this forces us to do nothing else this turn, which is a little bit of a bummer. But this gives us 2 more turns to try to find some sort of answer. Oh yeah, we have to kill Kenrith, so we go for the pump. We get 4 more dudes. Down to 6. Yeah, 4 dudes is a good amount of dudes. Lotus Cobra. Escape. Escape. Fail at our retreat could be bad. Yep, it's looking pretty bad. It's pretty not great. Embercleave. What else could be good here? Not a whole lot. There is maybe a potential chance that we mill them out before we die. Probably not very likely, but especially with Omnath doing 4 damage every turn. Yeah, that's bad. Steve Span, what's up, man? I had a cameo with Saffron Olive's video. Yeah, I heard about that. I went and checked it out. Unfortunately, it was a terrible, terrible loss against his kicker deck, but that was a cool deck, though, that he had. Have I thought about doing a kicker theme deck? Because MG Goldfish just barely came out with one, I'm like avoiding it for a week or 2. But yeah, I want to. Well, they made a really big board. That's bad. Tyrant, take that. We're absolutely dead here. We'll see if they forget these guys can't block. Oh, man. Can you hit 1 land with all the things you've got going on? Song of Creation as well in this deck. That's an intriguing place. Song of Creation here. Is that something a lot of Omnath decks are playing? I mean, it lets you go, like, really go off with this deck at times, but... yeah, there it is. We're all sorts of dead. All right, so there you guys have it with a mono red Rising deck, and I didn't make really any changes after the intro, but I do think that Hellhound is a good 2 of in the deck. I don't think 4 of is the right number. The hard part is there's not a lot of good 1-drops though in the deck right now. Maybe you can bring in, there is like another Goblin guy that could be okay. The Fireblade Charger is the only other potential 1-drop. So this is probably the biggest issue of mono red right now, is that we lost decent card draw, like the good card draw that we had with Light Up the Stage. And then we only have, I mean, Hellhound is an amazing 1-drop, but I didn't recognize that this deck didn't have that many lands beforehand. I kind of net deck this one a little bit. It needs more lands. I think what you do is you bring in maybe card draw, like the Valakut, whatever, Awakening or Exploration or something like this. Valakut Awakening could be a pretty good additional 2 lands in the deck that can also, if we are drawing too many lands, also be a great refill your hand type of deck. So, or type of card. So it really does fit well into this type of deck. Other than that, it's a 3 mana card draw spot, which in an aggro deck, you don't want to spend an entire turn refueling. So I'm not sure if I love it. There's just not that many great options for mono red for card draw right now. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Overall, it was a blast to play. I still like playing mono red. It was nice to not play ramp as much, but then we ran into it a lot. So yeah, mono red aggro does not have as much power as I was kind of hoping it would in the format. Part of that was poor drawing, and again, I think it comes down to the land issue. Just not finding Embercleaves when we wanted them, that kind of stuff, which I trimmed down so we can play Leyline Tyrant, which we drew basically every time that we were stuck on 4 lands or whatever, so a little bit awkward. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into some other stuff here while we're on Twitch. If those that are following on YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the follow button by clicking the link down in the description below of the Twitch channel. Dude, I am having a hard time spoken right. We're done. All right. Bye.